Hi everybody, I'm Alejandra with the Osceola Library System and welcome to Messy Media. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do spin art. So if you haven't seen it, it's pretty much you put a canvas on like something that spins like this. I'm using like a Lazy Susan type thing, but you can use like a drill or any sort of makeshift item that you have that spins, and then you sort of just pour your paints on when it's spinning and add these sort of swirly designs to your painting. So I did this with a Lazy Susan and some chopsticks. So that's what I'm going to show you today. All you're really going to need for this is, like I said, something that spins. I have one of these Lazy Susan containers, but if you have a flat one, that would be much easier. Or some people also like to mount their canvases onto a drill, since it spins much faster and you'll get a different effect with that too. You'll need some acrylic paint. I'm using a pink, a blue, and just a basic white. And then you'll need something to mix it with, like water or something like this Floetrol that a lot of fluid painting artists use to mix for acrylic pouring and that kind of thing. And it just makes your acrylic a little bit more fluid and easier to spread around. So when we're spinning it, it'll move a little bit more easily. If you just pour straight acrylic paint onto the canvas, it won't really move around as much. So like I said, some water or some sort of mixing medium to make it more fluid. And of course, you'll need some tape or something to adhere your canvas onto your spinning device. And then I'm using an 8x10 canvas panel. So with that said, I think we can go ahead and get started. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and just duct tape my canvas panel onto this Lazy Susan type container. If you do have a flat one, it's going to be easier to stick on. I'm just going to try and stick it to the sides. And then I do also have a sort of tray here to give it a test spin. I have a tray and some newspaper here to catch any dripping because it is going to get super messy. When I did this at home, I got paint everywhere. So, and then I already have my colors mixed here too. So you can see they're sort of more fluid. I'm going to start with a base of white, just all over, just so like I said, so my paint spreads a little bit more easily. And this doesn't have to be super neat. I'm just going to try and like spread it around. If you do have a palette knife, it might be easier to do that. Like I said, I'm just mixing these around with like a chopstick. So whatever you have on hand, if you have a plastic knife or plastic cutlery, that'll work fine. It doesn't have to be super neat. I'm just trying to get it everywhere. And it doesn't have to be even at all. Like I said, it's just so when we're spinning, things kind of move around a little bit more. And the fun thing about these kinds of projects like acrylic pouring and these kinds of like more abstract painting is that you never know what you're going to get. It's going to look different every time you do it. They'll never look the same. And it's just really fun. Okay, so I think I pretty much got that everywhere, evenly spread out. And then this can also be a little bit easier if you have another person helping you, so they can spin and you can pour. But if you're doing it by yourself, that's good too. So I'm going to start with my bluish color. I'm going to just give this a spin and try and spin it as fast as you can. If not, it's no big deal. And it won't look fantastic immediately. It's going to look a little messy to start. And then once you kind of add your own paintbrush or your own like palette knife in it to make it have that design, it'll look a lot nicer. Okay, so I kind of got the base paint there. So I'm going to take my chopstick and just, starting from the center, sort of let it create these designs, starting from the middle out towards the edge. And you can pour more paint, pour more white paint, pour whatever you want, go in the opposite direction. Like I said, it's a little bit easier if you have someone helping you. And then just start from the center, going towards the outside, and then keep going until you're pretty much satisfied with what you got. So I'm going to try it the other way. And you'll have to try to be careful not to touch the canvas, because it is, like I said, going to be super messy if you touch it. So I think I'm wanting a little bit more white to kind of break up the color. I'm going to get spinning and start pouring the white everywhere. And you really don't need to mix up very much paint for this, especially me, because I'm only using a sort of 8x10. If you're using a much bigger canvas, you obviously need more paint. Okay, and I'm gonna try a little bit more green there in the center. You could even make your paint a little bit more fluid than I did. And this is really just trial and error. Like, you might like it more a certain way. You might want to tilt it around to let it pour. Okay. And I'm pretty satisfied with that. I'm just going to bring the paint to the edges with my finger. Or you could definitely pour some more paint on the edges if you'd like. And I'm pretty satisfied with that. So that's it. You definitely want to let this completely dry before you remove it from your spinning device. So, you know, give it at least let it dry overnight before you remove it from here, because it's going to get very, very messy if you try to remove it now. And that's it. So thanks so much for joining me. Our next Messy Media is going to be Tuesday, September 21st. That's where I'm going to show you how to do watercolor painting with salt. So that's going to be super fun. Make sure you check out our website, osceolalibrary.org, for more information about our fun programs and our services. Thanks so much, guys. See you later.